A look at one of the many watches that we have coming up in this hour, Time Zone. Hope you found us. Hope you tuned in. Jim had an hour, an hour of watches just about an hour ago. Glad to be here for this one, following our fitness show. Many of you still picking up on that treadmill. Keep calling in. We're leaving it that available, and you can still call. But this hour is devoted to watches. Next hour, we're going to devote to high carat, and then we'll be back into the treadmill a couple hours from now. So a lot of things on the agenda tonight. Speaking of things on the agenda and shows that are coming up here at ShopNBC, we have a couple that we're going to tell you about. Charlie Laps and Handbags coming up this Wednesday, September 21st at 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Hope you can check that one out. Of course, Charlie will be here presenting some of his incredible... You know what, I should say, I assume he's going to be here. I know that he's got the Emmy Awards coming up, but I'm not sure when the Emmy Awards actually... When are the Emmy Awards? A couple weeks out? I don't know, but I know that they're coming up pretty soon. Sounds good to me. Now, you know, if there's one area of expertise that I do know a little bit something about, that's wine. How that sounds. And around the house, yes. Well, we're putting the two together. Actually, I'm not one of those wine connoisseurs. You know, some people can tell you a good bottle, and I have no idea. Anyway, if you are a wine connoisseur, we are going to have a wine cooler, a tabletop wine cooler made available for you. That'll be coming up. I'll be hosting that show Monday, September 26th at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Boy, that'll be fun. I've already been told that part of the demonstrations we're not sampling, so I don't know what the point is of my coming in, but we'll have a good time anyways. Around the house. Tabletop wine cooler. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look at some watches. We have an exciting hour, actually. Seriously, we have some good things coming up. We have a watch that is backed by demand. Mainly Invictas. In fact, all Invictas coming up in this hour. Big things here. Some great timepieces, some great watches, and it starts here with this Invicta Professional Diver Watch. Mother of pearl dial on these. We have it available in 4 choices: the blue, the ivory, the light purple, or the pink. You can pick one up tonight for $79.98. So start calling in on that one. Which one are we looking at? I see we're already admiring one of, another good choice. We got some great divers tonight, some great diver watches. But we also have some other beautiful Invictas. Now, this is one of the lowest priced watches I've featured with a power reserve indicator. Automatic movement powering this, but 40-hour power reserve indicator here. Skeleton back on that leather strap, anti-reflective sapphire crystal. We blew these out here in June, and I really haven't had a chance to show these to you since. You can pick one up tonight for $139.98, and I have both choices, the black or the brown. So again, you might want to make that decision right now and get your order placed. Now, a few moments ago, if you were watching, you got a quick look at this skeletonized watch. And the reason I wanted to show this to you, actually a couple different reasons. I had a skeleton watch over last weekend, and we blew them out of here. This was not the one, however. Jim got a chance. My gosh, what an awesome shot. Jim got a chance to show this to you. I didn't. This is a mechanical watch and is completely skeletonized. The key difference here between the one I showed you and this is the seconds indicator. You can see kind of located 7, 8 o'clock, a seconds display. You just had a shot that said more than I can possibly say about this watch. It is completely skeletonized. There is still a working mechanical movement inside of this watch. However, extra parts, unnecessary components have been removed, so it's a gorgeous watch movement. It would be like going into your car's engine and taking out all of the metal parts that aren't necessary for the operation of that motor. It would still have to work, it would still have to function. You have to get rid of all of that extra metal. Well, and in here, basically, they've gotten rid of all those extra parts and still made it beautiful and decorative. $49.99, first value pay. Is Greg on camera? Awesome shots. Speaking of somebody who's up for an Emmy Award, I believe. Anyway, so great shots there of that mechanical movement, 17-jewel mechanical movement. Here's another one of my picks. I offered this for the first time last weekend, and we blew through hundreds of these. In fact, half of the quantity already been ordered on this automatic diver watch. Orange is one of the key colors in watches right now, orange dials. And this one takes it and adds in an orange strap that is beautiful, a nice rubber strap on this. It is priced tonight at $199.98, and we're going to make this on 3 value pays, $66.66. That's all you're going to spend on your major credit card, and you'll be able to get that home 200-meter water-resistant watch. Times Square series is going to be made available in a couple different styles tonight. Priced at $289.99. Let me just see. We do have the black and the white mother of pearl choices are both available here. These are the Times Squares with the automatic movement. We've had a number of these Times Square series, a number of the Times Square styles. Most that I have shown you recently have been the quartz movement pieces with the case that flips up, turns over basically, and reverses to another quartz-driven watch. This is the automatic. This is where the case pops up from one end, not in the center, but allows you to see that automatic movement on the other side. Look at this. That's $1,000 off the retail. I don't mean to build it into something. It's $1,000 off. Keep it simple, Shawn. Come on. $1,000 off on this one as well. Almost. This is also the automatic. This one opens up to a mirror. Yeah, say mirror. I saw Jolene present this and put a feminine twist on the fact that there's a mirror on the inside. I suppose that works for the ladies out there. Here are the 4 choices we have. Teal silver tone combination, champagne silver tone, white mother of pearl silver tone, and silver tone rose tone are the choices. So start calling in those. Boy, what's that early interest on? We got a whole heck of a lot of you. Oh, on the mechanical. The mechanical I've shown you has already loaded up the phone lines. Good call. This is the watch that our crew was admiring a little bit earlier, and I certainly do not blame them for the admiration of this Pro Diver. Now, you know, at first glance, it looks like any other Pro Diver that we've had before you. We featured those before, and let's be honest, most of the Pro Divers I've shown you have been less in price than this one. Here's the key difference here. Swiss at a 28-24-2 movement. A huge key difference. That movement, one of the premier watch movements in the world, let's just say, is inside this watch. That watch movement that is featured in watches that sell for many multiples of this price, many multiples of the retail, to be honest, and we're selling it in this Invicta for $299.97. If Swiss accuracy and dependability is important to you, a sapphire crystal is important to you, solid links is important to you, then that is the Pro Diver for you to get. Now, for you ladies out there, a first-come, first-served opportunity tonight. In fact, I'm going to give you a live look at this. You have not seen this watch in nearly 1 year. Nearly 1 year. We are sneaking this into the show. It is one of those just sneak it in and sell them out opportunities on this diamond lupa, meteorite lupa, just for the ladies. Let me make that very clear. This will sell out from the preview. That's that genuine meteorite dial. Swiss quartz movement powering this, 75 points of diamonds. There's a great tight shot of that genuine meteorite dial. But 75 points of diamonds as well. That's a huge extra. Let me just show you the curvature. The case size on this one, 34, I want to say, millimeter in diameter. There's the curvature. There's that exaggerated crystal that you're getting. Got to tell you, sapphire crystal on this one, screwed in case back. If you've had a chance, oh, and the alligator strap on this, which is one of my favorites, that distressed alligator, with a denim-looking distressed alligator in a gray color. If you want this, ladies, I only have a few of these available. We're just sneaking it into tonight's show. It will sell out. I have that few. So call in order to 121503. Continuing with the diamonds here. This is the Diamond Horizon. Now, this is for the guys out there who are ready for some diamonds in their watches. 4.5 carats worth. Now, there are a lot of guys who are still adamant in the fact that they're not going to wear a diamond watch, and there's nothing I can say to make them change their mind. However, and this is industry fact, sales on diamond watches for the guys have gone through the roof. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but they have certainly increased dramatically over the past year. More guys are wearing diamond watches than ever have before. There are more out there. Many companies that in the past never manufactured a lot in the way of diamond watches, are now offering them because there's a demand for them that there just didn't used to be. 4.5 carat of diamonds, and 2 of the choices have black diamonds, which is a great look, guys. Priced at $1899.95 is the Horizon, taking also that very popular horizontal approach to the watch that is very in style. The black will be the first to go. This is the aluminum diver. I'm a big fan of this one. I like the color choices, first of all. Some great options here. Now that I've said that, let's see if we have them all available. And my computer is just a little behind. It'll catch up here. There we go. We have them all. We have white, black and white, excuse me, red, yellow, blue, and black and red. The black and red is almost sold out, upper right of your screen. This is priced at only $99.98. A genuine aluminum case, a surprisingly strong case. I found it surprising that you can actually manufacture quite a strong case out of aluminum. And a nice markdown. We've gone from $149 down to $99.98, so the 2 payments dropped from $74.99 to $49.99. J110274. Then, this is already selling, in fact, our big day date watch. I already have orders, completed orders on this. We have the black and the brown options both available here. E-Bosch movement on this particular piece, large date complication, seconds down at 6 o'clock, and priced at $109.98. Large piece, oh, you know what, they didn't give me a millimeter, just 1.5 inches in diameter. Find out the millimeter when we get there, J110279, I'll measure that. Now, this next piece is one of the, maybe the prime pieces in the show here. This is the Grunt chronograph. Now, last weekend, in fact, Jim, I think, was the one that did this. I didn't have this in any of my shows. Took a markdown on this watch that is nothing short of spectacular. He cut the price in this grunt chronograph down to $149.97. Now, it was my understanding we only had 2 choices, but according to my information, we have 4 choices tonight. We have this in ivory, in white, in black, and in gray. All of the options are available. And your first payment of $34.99 is all that's due, so you can go ahead and pick that one up right now. J155733. That's a nice markdown on a large watch, big timepiece, 47mm in diameter case, J155733. Okay, I'm very excited about what we have in this hour. Excited about next hour as well. We'll be moving into some high carat, our pure gold jewelry line, but this hour is strictly devoted to Invicta watches. We have a lot of watches. In fact, I should mention, too, this is still part of our must-watch event. The whole month of September has been devoted to the must-watch event, and one of the things that entails is if your watch purchase, it could be one watch or it could be a couple watches that take the total of the order over $300, and then you use the ShopNBC card, you're going to get some deferred billing, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. I think it's 90 days. Does that sound right? 90 days, no payments, no interest? Sounds good. That's what I'll say. It may not be valid, but it's what I'll say. No payments, no interest for 90 days on the ShopNBC card. Yeah, you know, there's a reason why they send out emails, and there's a reason why there's a delete button is my philosophy, but anyway. You know what, we are going to get right into this watch, and this is the power reserve indicator. No big surprise that this has been such a huge seller. By the way, now that I've just said that, I don't want you to think that that's the case with your emails. I do read your viewer emails. I love getting your emails. But it's just sometimes, I hope you appreciate it. It does take me a few days to get back to you. But a couple people get offended because I didn't get back right away. Sometimes it does take me days to get back to you. So please be patient if I don't respond right away. It's not that I didn't get it. Sometimes I don't, but usually I do. But it does take sometimes me a few days to get back to your emails. But I do get all of them, whether there's through our regular website email or ShawnWilsie.tv, my personal website. I have a link where you can email me there as well. And also on ShawnWilsie.tv, of course, the always exciting blooper section, which is always good to check out. Now, I suppose, since we've been showing this watch about a minute, I should talk about it and say something, not the least of which is the fact that you are buying a watch with an automatic movement. Now, I'm going to cover some basics. Bear with me for a second. I haven't done this in a while, and it's important that once in a while I cover some of the basics because we always have new viewers. And I know a lot of you have been watching us present watches on ShopNBC for almost 14 years now. You know a lot of these things. We have the longest running watch program in the history of, continuously running watch program in the history of television shopping. But there are always new viewers tuned in. Always. People that are catching us for the very first time. So the first thing I'm going to do, because it will tie in with something I'm going to mention later, is remind you of the fact that this watch is an automatic movement. An automatic movement, frankly, means you will never have to buy a battery for this watch. Most of the watches out there are quartz-driven, quartz movement watches. You need a battery to send the shock to that quartz, which keeps your watch moving. There's no such mechanism here. In fact, this ties in with the origins of watchmaking to a large degree. It's a mechanical movement. However, there's this little piece of metal, that rotor down there, and what that is a mechanism that will wind the watch as long as you're wearing it. Now, if you want to manually wind it, you can do that, and I'll show you how. But that little rotor there keeps this watch wound by its being moved. And so when you're wearing this, you are winding that watch because that rotor moves back and forth. Now, here's one of the drawbacks to automatic movement watches. If you have a quartz watch with a battery, and it sits in your jewelry box for 3, 4, 5 days and it's not worn, you know that you can go back to that watch 3, 4, 5 days later and it's still going to be running. The date will be correct, the time will be correct, because unless that battery died, that battery has continued to power the watch. With automatic movement and with mechanical watches, you need to consistently be keeping these powered up by wearing it or by winding it using the crown. So if this watch were to sit for, could be 10 hours, 12, could be 40, depends on how much power there was in it, and it wasn't moving, wasn't being wound, it will power down. So you go to wear this watch a week later, not working anymore. Well, this watch has something that will help you keep up to date as to when you need to wind it. Can you imagine if your car didn't have a gas gauge and you just had to kind of guess as to when the fuel tank needed to be filled up? How many times would we be going down the freeway then and we run out of gas because we didn't know? Well, this has something like a gas gauge. It's called a power reserve indicator, and it's located just above the 6 o'clock position. That is telling me how much power I have in this watch. Now, right now, it's showing me I have about 26 hours, we will say, of power. Now, if I were to just let this sit, if I weren't to touch this anymore, that indicator would slowly move to the left. Actually, by hit the 20 about 6 hours from now, 16 hours from now it would be at 10 because I wasn't winding it, I wasn't moving it in no way. By the way, look at the gorgeous dial. Look at the incredible detail on that dial. Isn't that beautiful? That's just one of the elements that makes me digress from what I was talking about. But that's a power reserve indicator. That is a feature, a complication, if you will, that you don't find on most automatic movement watches. I have the Pro Diver tonight, does not have a power reserve indicator. I have several watches tonight that do not have that power reserve indicator. Is it an extra feature? Yes. Is it something that will benefit you? Absolutely it is. It is something that you will find that you use all the time because you look down and you realize that, oh my gosh, I only have 10 hours worth of power left in this watch. I better go ahead and I better wind it up or start wearing it and that rotor will start moving. Now what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to show you on the black dial version here. Actually, once I get the crown in place, how by manually winding this, you'll see that power reserve indicator go up. You'll see that gas gauge move from one side to the other. See, right now it's at about the 10 o'clock position, 10-hour position. So as I'm winding it, now I know I have 15, now I have 20 hours. And again, that would be if this was sitting idle. If I'm wearing this, it's going to stay powered up. That would mean if I let this watch sit right now, not move for 20 hours, it would still operate. After that point, it would be powered down. Point is, that is an extra feature you don't often find on watches for this price point. The fact is, you're buying a watch with a power reserve indicator, with an automatic movement. You're buying a watch with, and I just noticed this, a sapphire crystal front and back, and a great looking watch in more of a classical manner. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love new, I love modern. I've got my loop on tonight. It's a wonderful timepiece, but there's also a time and a place where a classic watch is in style or appropriate. There's also a time and a place with a suit, with a tuxedo, where having a classic look like this is probably more appropriate. If you would like the brown version, you're ordering on strap, incidentally, black strap, brown strap. The brown will be the first one to go. I can see why, frankly. I love that watch. I didn't mention, by the way, 24-hour indicator up at the 12 o'clock position. Your case diameter, this one, I'm going to have to get out the, yeah, it's time to get out the toolkit. Jim Skelton goofs on the quality of my caliper. But you know what? It works. That's all I care about. Plus, I'm incredibly cheap, so it was, like dirt cheap to buy. And it's telling me it's 40 millimeters in diameter. That's a good idea. That's what's going on the Christmas list. 40 millimeters in diameter. Now, see, it did it. Here, this thing, a few bucks just told me this watch was 40 millimeters in diameter. Why do I need to spend a small fortune on one to tell me the same thing, that information I just got right then and there? I don't. Thank you very much. And you don't need to spend a fortune to get a watch with a power reserve indicator that we regularly sell for $329.97, first payment $139. Now, the one email I do get, and I apologize, folks, this is why I need you, is I've had emails recently saying, Shawn, you're not trying enough of the watches on. I can't argue. I can't argue with that. So I'm going to make a concerted effort, and thank you for pointing that out, to put these on so you can see them on, so you can get an idea how large they are, how they're going to fit, because it does help to see them against the wrist. So I fall down on the job once in a while. You know what? After 14 years, yes, I do have a tendency maybe sometimes to phone it in. Well, we'll work on improving that too. $139.98 is your price, and come on, first payment $46.66. This is not rocket science. The fact is, to get a watch of this integrity, and I'm using that word intentionally, you can hold this watch up against watches that sell for many multiples of this price. Now, am I going to say that this watch it has the same movement and everything else of watches that sell for thousands of dollars? Of course not. There's a reason why watches sell for tens of thousands of dollars and why watches sell for $900 or $400 or $140. But as you look at this watch and you do compare the apples to apples, the fact is, watches with a power reserve indicator traditionally don't sell on this network for this kind of a price. Watches with the 24-hour display and the power reserve indicator and this just aesthetically good looking don't traditionally sell for this kind of a price point. Is it a watch we're going to bring back again at this price? No. At $139.98, it is simply a matter of moving out the remaining quantity. The fact is, we have these available, and the fact is that at $139.98, if you're interested in ordering one, it would be a good idea to call in now and get yours. Here's another example of a watch where I can tell you, going back to emails again, I will get emails. I will get comments from viewers saying, when's that watch coming back? It is not. It is available right now. It is available tonight, and you can pick it up for $139.98. Jameson, why don't you, can you pull up the, what we discussed once before here on the computer screen? You know what I'm going to do, folks? In fact, I was going to attempt this once before. I'm going to open up my ShopNBC email out here. So if in the next 20 minutes, if you have a question about a watch or something in the show, throw me a quick line, not to my .tv email account, but to my swilsie at shopnbc.com account. Again, that is SWILSIE at shopnbc.com. I'll bring up my email out here. And in 20 minutes or so, I'll attempt to answer a few. I can't make a guarantee that I'll get every one. Sometimes, in fact, the email system doesn't get the emails through the email system. If it's flagged as spam or if it's flagged as possibly having a virus or something, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get to me. But I will attempt to answer some of your questions here. So again, that's swilsie, SWILSIE, at shopnbc.com. That's the email account I have open right now. So I will hopefully get a chance. And we'll see, in 20 minutes. And I know inevitably I'll have to weed through the traditional, you stink emails, that's fine. But you should see some of the emails I've received over there. And I keep them, actually. I like them, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, and I've said this before, too, if somebody has a displeasure with what I do for whatever reason, I give somebody that emails me those comments more credit than somebody that just goes to a message board and just posts them anonymously, So it's, I respect that. That's no problem. But anyway, $139.98 is your price. I'm off top. The phones have exploded. I mean, we could sit out here and we could discuss anything all night here because the phones have exploded. And the fact of the matter is, at $46.66 first payment, the phones should be busy. The phones should be on fire. And at the rate these are going, this is not going to last the night. I'll tell you, and in fact, in particular in the brown, I'm showing the black right now. You know what I'm attempting? Do we have the little white disc around anywhere? I'm wondering if maybe that can reflect the dial a little better because I'm trying to show you the texturing on the black dial and the gray just isn't cutting it here. So I'll see if we can maybe do that a little bit better if there's a white background. May or may not help. The white is going the fastest. This will be the first one to sell out at this point. In fact, we've broken the 100 quantity here on the white. They're both classic in their own way. In fact, I was at a bookstore the other day looking through one of those watch books that they come out with every year, an annual kind of thing, and I was just admiring some of the pieces. Of course, again, I was too cheap to spend the $25 for the book, but it was fun just to stand there and look at all those different timepieces. And just you realize that, what we can do at ShopNBC? We can offer watches that, let me give it a try, that are comparable to in look and in style and design what you see in these books for $10,000, $20,000. Nobody's going to know as they look at this from a glance whether you spend $140 on it or many thousands of dollars. I guess maybe if I go directly into the lights, you can kind of see just by the lines of the striations there, the texturing that's going to be done to this dial. This is one of the natures of television. It can become a little more difficult sometimes to show you that detail on television. You will see it in person. It is there. It just radiates off of this watch. And so as you're wearing this and as you're sporting this beautiful timepiece, you're getting a watch with an automatic movement, power reserve indicator, sapphire crystal. You can see the 24-hour display up at the top of the watch, and a price of $139.98. That's what shopping for watches is about. It's about making available to you timepieces that are accurate, that are reliable and dependable. Now, in fact, since I'm doing a little Watch 101 class, and I do these from time to time, I haven't done one in a while, I'm going to digress. My ADD is kicking in out here, and I've got 1,000 things I want to say. Look at the gorgeous satin finishing that's done on this dial, and even down the lugs. It's little things like that. Sometimes things that we as watch fans, we maybe take it for granted. It's there, it's pretty, it's beautiful. We notice it, and we think about something else. For those that are beginning to collect watches, this is something you don't see on watches at this kind of a price point. You might have a plain case, something just polished, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's extra time in manufacturing, extra detail that's had to go into this. $46.66. One interest-free value payment. That's it. That's all there is to worry about right now to get this watch home. The brown is on its way to a quick sellout. We just have about 4 dozen of those remaining. I would ask you get that mechanical that we also have. Ladies, by the way, your diamond meteorite watch is almost sold out. There's only 2 of those left. So as the clock goes up on this, please take this time right now. Call and order one. It is J110280. Look at the gorgeous detail. Look at the beautiful design that you're getting. 24-hour display, seconds display. Well, the second hand, I should say. Power reserve indicator down to the 6 o'clock position. And, of course, right back there, that automatic movement. You can see it. You can see the beauty of this timepiece. You can see the quality that you get right inside of that movement is all the gears and the mechanisms ticking away right there. Stainless steel case, water resistant, screwed in case back, sapphire crystal. Boy, some awesome shots of these watches tonight. You can get in there and you can just almost get a feel for what you're buying. Incidentally, something I should point out, since we don't have A.L. Lalo, president of Invicta Watches here, part of what I should mention is something he always brings up, and that's the Invicta warranty with these watches. You're going to get the Invicta upgraded 5-year warranty. Ordinarily, with these watches, they would ship with a 1-year warranty. Tonight, what we will extend to you is that upgraded 5-year warranty on your watch. Now, already. Oh, yeah, okay. Carlos sent in the first email that I shan't read on the air, so we'll just let that one go. Thanks. $139.98 is your price. I thought we were going to have a question to answer, perhaps, but no, not at the moment. $46.66 is your first payment, and you can pick that one up. But I'll tell you, this is the opportunity for you. If you want to get a great value, you want to get a timepiece that has been marked down. We've taken this down very substantially, frankly, off of our regular price. That's about almost $200 off of the regular price compared to the retail, an incredible savings off of the retail value. Yeah, we'll give everybody enough time to make sure we get all those orders in on this watch. You see the beautiful date display. You see in fact, I don't even know if I mentioned that, if I touched on the date complication that you get on this watch. The date display, the 24-hour display, power reserve indicator located in the 6 o'clock position, beautifully textured dial, Roman numerals marking all the hours. You know, in fact, there's something I should talk about just for a second, because what you're actually getting are separately applied markers. That's separately applied material that has gone into this dial. That's not just painted on. That's not just drawn on. Those are separate indicators, separately applied. Now, outside of that, you'll see a little almost white-on-white dot or a bead. That is your glow-in-the-dark. That's that luminescence that you get. And, oh, did that just come in? Oh, I'm sorry. We have a text message, actually, it looks like. In fact, this is a good one. Let me go back to this. I'll finish my thought here. The luminescence that you see on the hour markers, luminous hour and minute hands here. Somebody brought up a great question, and this is something, too, that we don't often cover, because when we show you on the back here, on the back of the watch, you'll see jewels. And by the way, something that I really want to stress, and we don't do this enough, these are synthetic jewels that just about every watch company these days uses. Just about every watch company out there will use synthetic rubies in place of the real thing. It's just, it's not cost efficient to use the real gemstones anymore. As all these gears, and it's a 17 jewel movement on this one if I remember correctly, as all of these gears are moving and as all of this metal is grinding in there together, it builds up friction, and the jewels, the rubies, are used, telling you, because of the friction that builds up. Without them, how would you put it? You would have this metal scratching against metal. Well, it'd be like in your car engine, going back to that comparison, not having oil or not having anything. So when you have the metal rubbing against the metal, you can imagine the damage that would be done. You have to have the jewels in there because of the friction that is built up in these watches. And I know my way of explaining that was just horrible. I'll post a better explanation on my website later, but that's just a very layman's term way of explaining that because of the friction that is built up because of the metal that's going on with these mechanical movements, it's automatic movement in this case, you have to have something in there to act as a buffer because of the friction. And again, they're synthetic ruby jewels. Phones have exploded here. Again, S. Wilsie, S-W-I-L-S-I-E at ShopNBC.com. I'm checking your emails as they come in. Maybe I should put it, I'm censoring my emails as they come in. So call in right now. Oh, I already got that one in. Okay, and again, sometimes, like I said, the system is a little delayed, so just because you send it in right away, I may or may not get it right away. We're doing our best, though. This is kind of fun. You see, and I've wanted to do this earlier, but so often when you have a guest out here, it's just, you know, it's the same reason why I don't take a lot of phone calls at night, or any phone calls at night, frankly, because when you have a guest out here, there's so much information you already want to get out. Well, and plus, at this hour, yes, the liquor has been flowing. Not on my end, but anyway. $139.98, first payment. Yeah, ask me in about 2 hours. $46.66 is your first value pay. No, actually, you know what? Yeah, that's very true. In a couple hours from now, I'm still going to be here. Chris Freitag and I are going to be getting on that treadmill once more. We offered this last hour for the first time. It's another reason for the casual attire tonight. We offered it earlier. We have already almost sold out of one of the two choices. We will have more treadmill coming up in a little bit. We have high carrot next hour. There it is. It's it is our top value today. That was horribly explained. for $659.95. Go ahead and pick that up. First payment, $131.99. You know, they're trying to get me to work an hour later into the nights in the month of October, and I've been resisting it. Maybe it would be fun hanging out here an extra hour. You know, get a little looser as the night goes on, have even a little more fun, get off topic even more. Which one? Oh, yes, that one. No, nothing at all, nothing at all. Anyway, did that one just come in? Oh, well, this is very nice. Mario from San Diego asking a technical question. That's fine, I guess. You know, I never thought we'd get questions like this, but technical about how we do all these shows. And so why not take the question? Mario says, how many cameras does it take to do your watch show? Great job you and the staff do. And you know what? And truly, he is exactly right. And I compliment our staff all the time. They do such an incredible job because it's a big part of getting you the information is a good shot of the watch. You have to be able to get a good image of these watches here. We have tonight 4 cameras. We've had on the Invicta shows, for instance, sometimes as many as 5 cameras when we do the Invicta shows because you have the area where the models are set up. And there's usually at least 2 over there. And then you have 3 on the table where Ale and I are working tonight. Tonight we're working with a 4-camera setup. I actually have 3 in front of me right here that are focused on, since primarily we're over here. We do have, in fact, we're going to give you a look. This is how our setup is. Camera 6, camera 7, camera 8, camera, whatever that number is over there, getting you this shot. So I have the 3 cameras here pointing at the table. They all have good zoom lenses, which is why they can be a distance away and be able to get in and get you these tight shots. The camera we just got that shot with will be used in conjunction with one of the cameras here, which we would swing around if, and later on we'll make use of our model, so we can do that. So again, there's 3 here, with this one being versatile enough where it can swing over with the camera we just used to get a shot of our model. So that's, in essence, technically, how we're able to do this. But again, without the people that we have behind the scenes, that's why I always want to give props to whoever we have running cameras when we get these great shots. And tonight it's Greg in the control room. These are all robotics. The black cameras you just saw here that we use, the one that we just gave you a shot with a moment ago, is actually a manually operated camera. Yeah, now we got questions coming in about when a specific show is going to air. I don't have my calendar in front of me, I'm sorry. So if you're wondering about a specific show, a specific watch, I'll have to get back to you on that. And shock absorption on the rubies, absolutely. That was the term I was looking for. Thank you, Mike came up with the shock absorption. That was one of the terms that I was also looking for. There's a lot of... Anyway. By the way, we will have 2 hours of watches tomorrow. Somebody was asking a specific question about when a specific watch and watch show was going to air. I don't have my calendar in front of me, so I can't look that one up off the top of my head. But this is fun. I like this. This is kind of cool. More new emails popping in there. The brown is almost gone, so I congratulate you if you picked up on that. Now, again, I just use the term shock absorption. I want to back up in just 1 second and explain, because there's also, we will from time to time have watches that will have an extra manufacturing element that will work with shock absorption. So I want to say the rubies are completely involved in that, but again, it's a lot of the mechanical elements, the moving of those 2. Did you just close? Oh. Anyway, I'm getting a quantity update here. The brown is almost sold out. The black is also available. Did we even do a clock on this? I can't even remember. No. And I have another message. Apparently, Kathy is watching tonight. And many of you remember Kathy, our former model. In fact, if you go, her picture's still there. ShopNBC.TV on my personal website. Kathy, our former model here, overnight model. She's now the model coordinator for this network. If you can believe it or not, we gave her a promotion. Biggest mistake the company made, that's neither here nor there. She's watching the show tonight, and she's enjoying it. She says it's very entertaining. She's having a good time watching the show. In fact, one of the best watch shows that she's seen in a long time, so I thank you for that. You know what? Yes, Jim is looking for a couple watches in particular, and I do agree. He'd like to see the Mother of Pearl Divers and the Invicta Skeletons. Those are 2 watches I definitely do want to show at some point. In fact, here's what we should do. Yeah, the skeletons, if they're the ones you're talking about, are next. Yeah, we're going to show those skeletons next, in fact. So stand by, Jim. We will get to those skeletons and hopefully the Mother of Pearls. Now, again, if I get 1,000 different requests for different watches, then it's going to be hard to, but we'll do our best. Anyway, so Power Reserve, anyway. So congratulations to everybody who has picked up on this. Aaron from Missouri checking in, ordered the Russian Diver 2 tonight. Not in our show, which it isn't, but it is available. And another watch has a Dragon Lupa, Diver Lupa, enjoying the shows. And here, this is for the crew. Let your camera crew know they are the best in the business. I second those comments. We got to go. We have a lot of other things to show you, and we'll try not to I don't know if we want to open Carlos's latest email, so we may want to wait on that. We're enjoying them, though. Total off-air product or things, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, anyway. That was a good one, Carlos. That was a good one. Invicta aluminum diver watch, $99.98 is going to get you in on these. We do have the choice of color. We have all 5 of those available, so please do pick up on that. J110274. The black and red combination upper right is almost sold out, so take advantage of that. And the Invicta Steel Big Day Date Watch, stainless steel, sapphire crystal, is available, so please do pick that up at $109.98. It's a good thing Jameis is on here because I'm losing track of which ones I've addressed and which ones I haven't. And we're getting a lot of emails starting to come in here, folks, so please bear with me. It's going to take a bit to get through all these. The Grunt is available for $149.97. First payment, $49.99. Now, again, already we've, who was it? Was it Aaron that wanted, or the Jim? Somebody who wanted to see the skeleton watch. We're going to go ahead and we'll get that to you next so you can get a look at this. Jim, who is looking for this skeleton watch, is going to be coming up next, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about the diver as well. Okay. This is turning out to be one of the most fun nights in a long time. I love this. I may not have the opportunity to do this every night, but we'll do this again, definitely. I like this. Oh, yeah. Maybe we should. Oh, mechanical skeleton watch. And to give you a look at this, please make the decision now on this particular watch. By the way, you know what? Boy, there's so many good questions coming in, and I can't address them all right now because I should focus on the watch that we're getting here. So, boy, because we got some great questions coming in. You see, this is why I lean on you folks, because you're coming up with the things that so often I neglect to mention. So I'm going to try. We'll go back to the emails in a little bit, but let me explain this watch right here. Because here's a watch that is similar in idea and execution to something that we first offered last weekend. Last weekend, during one of our big Invicta events, we were offering a mechanical watch. And it was a skeletonized mechanical watch. And it was very similar in idea to this. A mechanical watch, going back to what we talked about earlier with the automatic movement, a mechanical watch is the same concept. In fact, the way I always phrase it, all automatic movement watches are mechanical. Not all mechanical movement watches are automatic. What I mean by that is the mechanical movement is the foundation for that automatic we saw earlier, the rotor being the extra accessory. The mechanical movement watch does not have that rotor. Now, I'm going to lean, or not lean on the table so we can get you those great tight shots, because this is where our camera work shines. So you can get a good look at this timepiece, and you can see, magnified on your screen at home, the elements that make this watch work. What you're seeing right now is the history of watchmaking. Going back even to the pocket watch days before you had wrist watches. What was powering that watch? It was a lot of gears and a lot of components that all add up to tell you the time in a nutshell. And mechanical watches were, up until the late 60s, what we had. That was it. And then, of course, the innovation of quartz watches and everything had changed from then on out. In fact, ironically enough, I don't know how many people know this, when quartz watches first came out, you paid a premium for those. Mechanicals were more affordable. But anyway, look at your screen is all I can do. If you love watches, you've got to appreciate and you've got to treasure what you're seeing on your screen right now, because these are the elements that are in every mechanical and every automatic movement watch that do not very often get seen unless it's skeletonized. But even so, or even if it has a skeleton back, this is a completely skeletonized watch. I can move my finger behind this watch and you can see it. Now, in order to do this, this is a big case too. This is the one too I said I was going to measure, didn't I? And I will do that. This particular watch has a much larger case than the one that I had. I'm trying to point out the differences than the one I had last weekend. The millimeter on this is 49 millimeters. In fact, this one I will, since I'm thinking about it, put on just so I can show you to you. But really, the best shots are the ones that you see when we can just let the guys get and girls get the tight shots on these pieces. Now, Look at this. Look at the size of this watch. Look what you're picking up tonight. That is an almost 50 millimeter in diameter case. Now, and we've shown you a lot of great skeletonized watches. We've shown you a lot of great skeletonized timepieces. This one is oversized. It is probably, in fact, the largest that I can get to, that I can show you at almost 50 millimeters. The seconds display is located between the 7 and the 8 o'clock position. Look at all of the gears. Look at all of the components that go into making this watch. It's all of these elements that so often never get seen that you see in this watch, and I'm able to offer tonight at $149.97. Now, it's one thing just to take the back of the watch and put a crystal on there so you can see it. And in fact, even it's another thing, because there have been other watches where just the dial is done so you can see the movement. It's another thing to completely skeletonize it so you can see through it. In fact, I'm going to put this back down because it's important that you see that. Since the watch is designed like this, in order for you to be able to view through the watch, they have to take metal out of the watch. They have to go in there and realize which parts can be taken out, which metal pieces can be taken out of the watch, but the watch still has to function. It still has to work. You still have to be able to have a watch whose components, the gears, and everything else still work. Well, folks, it does. Like I said earlier, it'd be like going into your car engine and taking out metal that wasn't necessary for the actual functioning of the engine to make your car go. Same thing here. Now, I want you to see, boy, great tight shots. I don't want to ruin it because you're really getting a good look at these watches, and you can see the complete components and the elements that you're getting here. Carlos, it depends on who you talk to. The fact is that at $149.97, a watch of this size, a watch with this movement, a watch with all of these components added into it, shouldn't be selling for this price. You know, I'm going about this the wrong way. Let me go back just real quick here because the phones are about to explode again. In fact, they are exploding. From Tom, love your show. I purchased 26 automatic watches since around March. Many as gifts, some watch winders. I was wondering if you'll be offering the 4-slot winder anytime soon. Boy, again, product-specific question like that, I would have to check. I am not sure off the top of my head. That's an inventory. That's a Leor and our buyer kind of thing, so I am not sure. But that could be. Yeah, that very well could be. That one I would have to look into. Again, product-specific upcoming. I know we've had them, and I know we will have them again, but if you wanted a certain time frame, I'm not sure I could give you an exact time right now. But some mail coming in here. Oh, okay. What, I'm supposed to tell somebody something? Okay, Mario, buy this, I guess. Tell something like that. I'm having somebody go through my emails now. But look at this. By the way, you know, speaking of the website, this would be a good time to talk about our website because our watch inventory is so incredible right now. Log on to our website, click on watches. In fact, there you can see the watch that I'm showing you right now. In fact, one of the great things about our website and the different watch descriptions, many times you get different angles, get different looks of the watches. Some of the watches, and I don't know as though necessarily this one does, some of the watches Jim Skelton has taken pictures of that you'll be able to see like luminescence. Here also is the watch catalog. Get this. This is J139189. This is the Invicta hardcover catalog. It is autographed by A.L. Lalo, and you can go ahead, log on to our website, and actually get a copy of that and order a copy of it. It's available online, ShopNBC.com, so go ahead and pick up the autographed watch catalog. And again, more importantly right now, while you're looking at that and thinking about that, oh, and there's, by the way, the information on the must-watch event. You can go on the right side of wherever that is. If you have not entered, can they still do that? I suppose you can. We still got a lot of time in the month. You can still log on and enter. Somebody's going to win a very nice LCD television at the end of the month. So log on to our website and check out that must-watch event and all the disclaimers and everything. All the information is right there. I haven't read it. I don't know what it says, but I do know somebody's going to win a very nice television at the end of it all. But look at this timepiece. Look at this mechanical watch. Now, which one are you going to shoot? Because I'm going to pick the other. There's, oh my gosh, look at that. There's the gears, there's the mechanisms, all the different elements that make this work. Something I want to do, though, is I think it's kind of cool, and these are the kind of things that you'll, in fact, see even better in person. And you know what? These are both so fully wound already. Darn it. I was going to point out, too, the coil, because both of these are pretty much fully wound. I was going to show you how these actually work and how a mechanical watch works. And one of the great things is you'll be able to see this. Now, I'm going to point out what I was going to attempt to wind, but it's already fully wound. There's a little coil right here. This coil right about there is what, believe it or not, is going to keep your watch wound. Now, as you wind this watch, that coil tightens up, and it's already fairly tightly wound, so there's not a lot I can show you. But as the time progresses, as the time ticks on, that coil will slowly loosen. The coil will slowly undo itself, and that is what's winding or powering the watch. That is what's keeping track of the time. So the fact is, that's a very important part of this watch. That, in conjunction with all of the other elements, make this a great item. Please pick this up tonight for yourself to add to your watch collection. You know what I would like to do before we get to our next watch? Oh, Larry's saying hi. Hi, Larry from Massachusetts. We met during a live Croton event back in, oh gosh, when was that? Last winter at some point. Larry, good to hear from you again. I do want to show, just very quickly, because somebody was nice enough to request it, that mother of pearl diver. If we can just give me like 2 minutes on that, and then we'll get to that grunt, so we'll go ahead and offer that. Is that okay? Okay. $149.97 is your price. This is fun. I like this. This is a great thing. Eventually what I want to do, and I've got it set up on Instant Messenger. It's just a matter of getting the laptop and everything in here. I know that could get dangerous, but I actually have, what did I even name it? I've forgotten now. It's ShopNBC Show or something like that. On AOL Instant Messenger, I've got something set up like ShopNBC Show or, oh, man, it's at home. And eventually what I want to do is I want to be able to get, you know, I need a separate piece of equipment out here to do this, though, and that way you can do more of an instant feedback kind of thing. So it would be just a little bit more in real time. Anyway, let's see. Vince, Shawn Wilsie without his jacket and tie. Now I've seen it all. Shirt out of his pants, sleeves rolled up, wearing sneakers. Yep. Press down look is a no-go. Oh, and you know, Vince just, and by the way, there is a lovely model wearing this. Vince just brought up a great point. Because of my attire tonight, I can never take shots at how Jim dresses again. Touche. I guess maybe I can't argue with that one. When are we going to do a watch show together again? Well, if management has their way, probably never. But no, we would, I always look forward to doing a show with him again, so hopefully we will at some point. $149.97. You know what this is a great way to do? I got an email off air here not that long ago from one of our viewers, and again, it's one I don't think I've responded to. I do apologize, but it takes me some time to get back to all these emails. Commenting on how his collection started with Invicta, built upon the collection, started adding watches over and over and over again, until the point, you know, where he's got dozens and dozens of Invictas. Now, by the way, on the left side of your screen, do you see that black dial watch? Do you see how it's kind of looks like it's struggling, just kind of staggering back and forth, back and forth. That's a watch that is powering down. That's it. In fact, there, I didn't know that happened. It just stopped on live. Very cool. I didn't know that our shot did that. It just died. It just stopped. That's because it was powering down to the point where it had no more power left. That's a mechanical movement. They will do that unless you keep them wound. You get in here, you keep your watch, and that's what it should do. If it's moving like that, you know your watch is keeping time. So that's kind of cool, actually. But anyway, we're going to give you a quick look at the mother of pearl diver per the request of one of our viewers now. A lot of emails have come in thus far. So again, it's not going to be possible to get to all of them, but a quick look at the mother of pearl, then we will get to the grunt. Mother of pearl is a great choice, actually. If you love the diver, my first introduction to Invicta many years ago, prior to ShopNBC having a relationship with Invicta, was a diver. You know, our Invicta anniversary is coming up next month, too, October. We're already working on the big Invicta anniversary event, so that's going to be a blast. Anyway, the Professional Diver Series, this is one of those always a success, always a hit lines here at ShopNBC. Pink, ivory, blue, light purple are the four color choices here. Just to get a quick look at this, it's $79.98. This is an easy decision. It's a simple decision because it is a pro diver, and it is priced at $79.98. A very easy decision to get a pro diver at this price. But let's just add to that equation. You're getting a pro diver at this great price with a mother of pearl dial. So we certainly do not affect the price in any way with the price of $79.98 on this beautiful diver with the mother of pearl dial. A beautiful timepiece, good look, great price point. Some of these emails I'm getting are so inside, it's just I can't even begin to explain them. I've had with some of our viewers many emails over the years, and there's a couple gentlemen, you guys know who you are, who just write the absolute best emails in the world. I will slip this on, show it to you on the millimeter on this case. I am having too much fun at work tonight. 40 millimeter in diameter case. Automatic, yes, automatic movement. I don't know why I hesitated for just a second there. You know what it is? It's the price, $79.98, because we've done a lot of divers with the quartz movement. Well, in fact, even for more. We sold thousands of quartz movement divers for $99. This is an automatic movement diver for $79.98. A first payment of $39.99. There's the blue dial on. Genuine automatic movement, date display, magnification bubble over the 3 o'clock position, rotating bezel, 120 click bezel if I remember correctly. J133181. I gotta stop looking at Carlos's emails while I'm out here. Too funny. Oh boy, you are the best audience. You really are. I have said that many times, and our watch audience is the absolute best. You are the greatest people in the world. $39.99. Your price. Oh my gosh. Anyway, here we go. We are going to get to maybe one more, maybe two more. What about the chances are our watch audience will stick around through an hour of 24 karat? Think I can get them to stick around through an hour of 20? You should. You know, there are a lot of guys who are wearing the 24 karat gold these days, so think about it. Hey, you know what? We are down to the black dial only now. Oh, wait. Now, one left. Yeah, we're basically down to the black dial only on our Power Reserve watch. We'd like it for $139.98. Pick that up. First payment, $46.66. So call it on that. And, oh, darn it. You see, here's what I would like to get to, but I'm, you know, letting the audience run the show tonight, basically, giving you the call as to what we're seeing here. Has some requests for the grunts. We'll show that, but this is that beautiful orange dial, orange strap, $199.98. J155998. And the big day date watch, $109.98. I don't know, you know, if you missed the brown dial Power Reserve, I don't know, similar in look, similar in style. One of the emails was about the Roman numerals. You'll find a lot of the watches do the Roman numeral 4 with the 4 ones as opposed to the IV. And it has something to do with, because with your dial, you have to set it up so, like, it's hard to see when it's at that angle like that. For instance, the 8, the 5 and the 3, it's obvious that is an 8 down in that position there, because that has to, how do you explain this without having the watch out here? The bottom of the numerals are touching the bezel, where on the top part of the watch, it's the top part of the numerals that touches the bezel, and with the IV done in Roman numeral fashion down in 4 o'clock, it has something to do with when it's inverted, it looks different, or when the dial, if it gets covered up, it's just, there is a reason why a lot of companies use the 4 eyes, and for the life of me, it is something to do with, because of how it has to be positioned. I can't remember. I'll find out, though. It's going to bug me now, so I have to find out. The grunt chronograph, I just have a few minutes here, then we're into some 24 karat gold next hour. Please stick around. Ivory and gray, the two choices that are going to go first on the grunt chronograph, $149.97. First payment of $49.99. Genuine leather strap on these watches. Nicely padded leather strap, a quality piece to be sure. And I'll tell you, for you guys who are looking for a much larger watch, let me just steal one of these away. Not counting the crown. Not counting the crown. It is a 47 millimeter in diameter case. I'll just slip one of these on real quick. The strap millimeter. Oh, you know what? I don't even have a strap millimeter on this. Looks like it's about a 24 millimeter in diameter strap. Boy, look at this on. If you like the larger watches, but you don't want to, you like the military-inspired watches too, I think this fits into that category very nicely. Check this out. We took a markdown of $100 last weekend, and I know a lot of you picked it up last weekend. Now's the opportunity to get it on the grunt chronograph with what's remaining at the markdown price. The remaining at the markdown price in, well, especially in the ivory or the gray, those are going to go. A question about straps. Again, a lot of strap questions coming in. You know, it's hard to accommodate all of the requests for all of the straps that we get. Boy, there's so many. As far as millimeters, why don't we see more dual deployment clasp and buckles? You know, it's almost impossible for us to accommodate absolutely every strap request. that we get. We're working on it, believe me, especially Lior. When I was touring his facility in Florida last spring, he has more watt straps than I've ever seen in my life, and I wish there was a way with the systems and the way they get set up that we could do that. We can accommodate all of the strap requests. It's a matter of sometimes supply, meaning that the vendors can provide the quantities we need, that we can set it up in our system. There's a lot that goes into the equation. I don't even begin to pretend to understand it all, but all I can say is we're working on it, and usually we get enough requests for a certain type of strap or style of strap, and we're able to accommodate that. So, you know, it's one of those things where if you're not seeing the straps you're looking for, you know, let us know about it, and we'll see what we can do about bringing those in the future. Plus, lots of times I find when I go to our website and just look around, I see more straps than I figured we even had. So, you know, I don't know. But anyway, the Grunt chronograph. Boy, what do we have? The ivory and the gray are almost completely sold out. This has a lot of great things. I love things like the crown protector. I don't even really talk about that. That's that little bridge you see going over the crown. Crown protector is what that is. True chronograph complication. Chronograph, nothing more than a stopwatch, not to overcomplicate things. Price at $149.97, a large watch. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you. Boy, what fun we had answering your comments and your questions live on the. I know we probably missed some. We had so many come in that some probably got lost in the mix, so I apologize for that if I did not get to yours or comment on yours. Did our best out here. We kind of got flooded with them there. But I know you're all going to stick around for 24 karat, aren't you? You all are going to stay right where you are. You're just going to refresh your beverage. We'll continue to chat with you, find out what's going on, and we'll remind you about the Our Top Value that is available. It is our treadmill for $659.95. I'll be back with this next hour as a, oh boy, as back next hour with treadmill coming up. I'm reading another Carlos email. I think Our Top Value.
And they want their makeup to perform and be affordable.
ShopNBC is proud to welcome Jerome Alexander. He has over 40 years experience in the beauty industry, making women look gorgeous.
I am your professional makeup artist.
Jerome Alexander, here on ShopNBC. A world of passion, intrigue, and discovery, all for you. Passport to fine jewelry. Capture international romance and adventure with an incredible collection of jewelry, showcasing some of the world's most breathtaking designs. This unique collection features exotic gemstones, gold, and exceptional appeal. Bon voyage. Passport to fine jewelry, here on ShopNBC. Your home is your sanctuary, and now you can enjoy it even more. Introducing the Veranda Home Collection. Top quality luxury bedding, value priced so you can rest easy. From washable down comforters to high thread count sheets, we bring you the quality you deserve at less than department store prices. Making your dreams a reality. The Veranda Home Collection, here on ShopNBC. Chic, yet timeless. Elegant, yet affordable. The Bella Rosa collection is the envy of all other jewelry retailers. These designer-exclusive pieces feature a wonderful array of precious gemstones and diamonds that's perfect for anyone's tastes. Each chic design embraces colorful style, attitude, and individuality. Add the latest in couture fashion ensembles to your jewelry wardrobe. Bella Rosa, here on ShopNBC.
you want to reach me, S. Wilsie, one word, no dashes or anything, SWILSIE at ShopNBC.com. Got the email open right here. We'll continue to check that and see if even a trickling of emails continues into this hour of 24 karat gold. We've got some good things. High carat is really what this is about. So the 22 and 24 karat gold that you love, at least I hope you do by now, is going to be offered over the next 60 minutes. So again, that's one way to reach me. Of course, ShawnWilsie.tv, my personal website. You can check that out. There's an email link there, but I don't have that email open tonight out here, which is why I'm mentioning SWilsie at ShopNBC.com. What are we talking about? This stuff. Veranda Home Collection coming up later today. This is a spotlight item along with Daniel Green. He'll be here at 6 a.m. Eastern Time with a 16-piece? 15-piece Renaissance set. And that'll be made available today at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you can be up checking it out, tune in. I'll be up checking it out. I'm going to pull an all-nighter tonight. Just feel like staying up all night long. I'm going to stay up till the sun. Does the sun come up these days? 7? 7:30? Somewhere around there? I don't know. I'm going to stay up until it does. NYC2 coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. This is with Melissa. She'll be here for some NYC2. There's a great collection. If you love Chuck's jewelry, but you'd like something a little more affordable, done in silver and vermeil, but still get precious gemstones, I think in this case. We'll find out. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure that you're here for that. Now, the reason I'll be pulling an all-nighter tonight is because I have fitness next hour with Chris Freitag. She's going to join me, and we're going to be talking treadmills coming up next hour. So I hope you'll tune in for the hour top value. 6:32 this morning, I'm told. The sun rises here locally, so that'll be my bedtime then. Let's take a look at some beautiful jewelry, some 24 karat gold, and oh my gosh, I would bet that all of our watch fans are still out there checking out some of these beautiful jewelry pieces because you want to get something